New, of course, to St. Lucia, new to St. Lucia football, but I'm sure both of these teams will be appreciative of a second bite at the cherry and a second opportunity to book their way into the top tier for 2025.
Well, if you know, you know, but I will not use the term second bite at the cherry. I prefer to say a second chance at the last dance.
That's between you and your conscience. I'm sure there have been more than two. ANSE stood over the free kick. One
tackle to usher that ball into touch. That probably gives you the story of how much pressure the VIEUX team is under at this point in time.
Yeah, and it's emerged pretty quickly. Early on, ANSE really not able to get too much going, and then they just found an outlet down on that left flank in particular through Berthia, and they've been making use of it for, as you say, probably the last 5 minutes or so.
As we're just witnessing here on the near side, this ball is being shadowed and pushed into touch there by Brendan William. Through in there to VIEUX South to be taken by the captain, Alec Joseph. Heads go up in defense to see Eric Gabriel there in defense for ANSE. No problem whatsoever for the custodian in goal.
Looking down that flank again for Berthia, and they do find Berthia, but unfortunately a little bit too heavy the touch, and it will revert to VIEUX South.
Yeah, we just saw Mikesh Henry shadowing this one. Just pushed into touch, and we are back again in the with VIEUX South. It looks to me this ball is being put into touch there by ANSE, and no problems whatsoever. This one is coming across there, posing no threat whatsoever to the goalkeeper.
Going to be interesting in this passage of play to see whether VIEUX can reassert themselves in terms of possession, and we see them already winning back possession very quickly. But having said that, gentlemen, the possession that VIEUX had been enjoying early in the game didn't really translate into a lot of serious clear-cut chances.
I would have to agree with that position. They prodded and probed just for a little bit, but nothing substantive coming out of it. Unlike ANSE, who I think was able to venture into the penalty area of VIEUX South on 2 or 3 occasions, making a nuisance of themselves, causing a little bit of disarray in the back line there. But so far, it's been an interesting contest, to say the least. Both teams, you know, I like to use the analogy of boxing. You know, heavyweight fighters feeling their way out with the jab, looking to see where they could land a fierce roundhouse or uppercut.
Well, do you want to see see who lands first blow ahead this evening?
Well, in speaking, we're just witnessing Obafemi Poyot and Eric Gabriel, the captain of ANSE. They did collide momentarily, and both of them are still remaining on the ground. Well, they are getting back to the feet with some help.
Well, they're in the very capable hands of Dr. Natasha Innocent. So I think they should be back to playing condition soon enough. One is being ushered off the pitch, maybe to go through some sort of concussion protocol.
It looks to be like Obafemi Poyot.
It seems to be okay. It's just needed to regulation, get off the pitch after being attended to. Before South with a dead ball. Looking to see how they can make some inroads in this first half.
This one is into the danger zone and a clearance there from ANSE. Mikesh looking for Obafemi Poyot. Mikesh again finding his man in the center of the park. He was robbed. ANSE trying to keep possession of the ball. Some good play there from Moses Henry.
It looks like V4 has some miscontrol there. Is that Obafemi Poyot on the right flank?
That's right. He's trying to dance.
He would have been in if he had gotten a better touch on that ball.
Very much so. Sylvester Sonson is looking for his man moving forward. It looks to me like this man here on the near side doing much better. Oh, Noah Nicholas trying to have the laces on this one. Just wide of the right upright.
Unlucky.
Lucky is unlucky. Very much so.
Some of you may have watching via the stream may have thought that would have bulged the old onion back, but from the back.
Yeah. Some good touches on the ball there for VIEUX South, and they were robbed in the process. This ball is aerially played, looking for McFarlane on the far side. But again, well, it's McFarlane regaining possession. He goes back to Kendall Clark, and I think Kendall Clark is foul there. It looks to me like the money buff here being the culprit. No, it was Sagat Ferdinand. Oh, this one there. Oh, this one was kept in there. Ball coming across Obafemi. Pushes this one into his captain, back to Obafemi Poyot. Mikesh is going across to Clark.
ANSE has definitely stepped up the intensity in sort of a mid-press. The press is not very high up the pitch, but sort of a mid-press. Stepped up the intensity a little bit because VIEUX South is now finding it a little bit more difficult in terms of their probing and getting in and around the box of ANSE at this point.
Virtually not in the game. Poyot and Noah Nicholas, who have really not really find that fight.
Yeah, and speaking of Javik, he was just trying to dance around Tarek Phillip there.
And almost proving my point right away.
Yeah, very true.
He got shut down.
Yeah, very true. The ball is going into touch there for throw-in. Throw into ANSE. We'll still nil all here in the
Speaking of South Castries, I mean, there had been some talk about the pile-up of fixtures for South Castries at the back end of the regular season and how that may have allowed them to play themselves into form. Not so much the case because a couple of their games, the opponents were no-show. But I'm just wondering, since South Castries has made it through to the final and they have effectively a week off, you know, how that would affect them in terms of their form generally. You know, both of these teams would have played twice in the span of a week, and South Castries, they've been laying in wait. So the table sort of reversed for South Castries in the playoff.
Tempers flaring amongst the V4 team. Unfortunately, they're flaring at their teammates.
ball coming across there by Brendan William, trying to find his man. Shanik John Buffier is bringing this one across, trying to loop it over the head of the keeper, but straight over this transversal there, posing no threat.
Could it be a dangerous ball though, looping with the wind, moving away from the goalkeeper all the time? Ended up not being much of a threat at the end of the day.
Kendall Clark was looking for his man there, but the ball was put in the touch for a throw-in. Throw-in to be taken there by Tarek Phillip on the far side for Ancillary.
Of course, Terry mentioning the conditions just now. The Dennery playing field known for its breezy conditions.
Dangerous this. Negotiated well at the end of the day by Vieux, but here comes Ancillary again. And a beautiful cross into the box. Very badly handled there up front.
A lovely ball from Brendan William. He was looking for Shanik John, and they were appealing for a handle ball.
That could have been everything for Ancillary.
Very much true.
And just as quickly, V4 South is on the counter-attack, losing out on the ball, winning it again, and navigating his way towards the end of the 18-yard box, where he picks up a foul in a very dangerous position now for V4 South.
Moses Henry was looking to do his thing there on the far side. He was brought down.
Final phase now of this first half, and Vieux trying to get into position here. Both teams will be anxious to head into the halftime with some sort of advantage.
This one comes in wide. No threats whatsoever.
Of course, unlike the Roseau team that V4 South would have faced in the eliminator match, the Ancillary team a lot taller in stature. So the lofting of balls into the box may not be as an effective tactic against the boys from the fishing village of Ancillary. Maybe V4 South need to get a little bit more creative on their set pieces.
Some very good work there from Sylvester Sanson. And Noah Nicholas got entangled there with an ancillary player, but it's in favor of ancillary. Oh, some good control in there on the chest by Christian Kadey. Kadey again is trying to dance around Alex Joseph. Ball coming across. Asking the question.
Never a penalty. Never a penalty. His arms are very much in a natural position for somebody stooping and towards heading the ball. Our match official quite content to let quite a bit of contact go. As we see another ball put across the face of the ancillary box, all along the ground this time. Maybe they heard my comments about putting the ball in via the air.
Well, it looks to me. Is it Sagat Ferdinand? Could see Noah pointing to his players. Yeah, very much so.
To the action, rather than replaying field. Qualifier 2, Tier 2, Season 1 of the Semi-Professional Football League.
I think the ancillary supporters have by far been the most vociferous of supporters. Not many of them, but they will give you the noise of Old Trafford.
They'll be hoping that it's not just sound and fury signifying nothing at the end of the evening. Will the ancillary boys? Momentary lull in the action as the medical personnel have a look at Sagat Ferdinand taken down in the Vieux third. But when we resume, we will be resuming in the ancillary third.
A pretty lengthy break in play there. Some treatment being meted out to a couple of players, one of the ancillary players in particular.
Bashan met Kendall, who's here, trying to find McFarlane, and he's cutting on the left side, trying to penetrate the final third over Ancillary. Some good movement down the channels there. The Money Buffet is giving chase, and not before Kendall Clark could have put this one in the crowd. Through in there to Ancillary. Not a big crowd on hand here tonight, Wednesday, after work football.
I actually expected to see a larger contingent of A4 South supporters tonight.
I mentioned as much Ken, Eli, and we know the has not necessarily had the level of success in the that they once enjoyed, but I would love some of it, especially the advance to this weekend, that they do come out.
Oh, Noah Nicholas trying to find McFarlane. And
very good footwork there by Jovic McFarlane there.
He was well met there again. An infringement spotted there. Christian Kadi was brought down. Was tugged in the process.
Only 3 minutes of added time. Bit of a surprise.
Ball coming across there to Christian Kadi. No problems for the keeper in goal.
With the number of stoppages and the length of the last stoppage in particular, as we see Sagat Ferdinand hobbling past us there.
He's looking in some kind of discomfort. Yeah, very much so. It looks to me like McFarlane there. He looks in some kind of discomfort, and he's been attended to by the physio.
I think McFarlane may have stubbed his toe there, jammed his toe, attempting to take a shot, kicked into a block.
Yeah, he was very well blocked there from the final third.
But again, more stoppage time added to the stoppage time, I presume.
We can take some time out, guys, to congratulate the St. Lucia women's team winning the Eastern Caribbean Volleyball Association Championship last night. Been already successfully, obviously, for St. Lucia in sports, and continuing that trend, the women defending the ECVA title, and Karen Neptune winning back-to-back MVPs 2 years apart.
I got a glimpse of that game. Actually, I watched the full 2 sets, and the St. Lucian ladies definitely deserving of that victory.
Dropped 3 sets in the entire tournament. Bermuda defeated them dropped 4 sets, I should say. Bermuda defeating them in the preliminaries, and St. Lucia coming roaring back in the final to win in straight sets in Antigua and Barbuda. And next up, the men will be going for glory this week in Antigua and Barbuda, the YMCA Sports Complex.
Well, it's all gold for St. Lucia this year. Alec Joseph finding Lucky back to his captain, and this one is pushed into touch, and there goes the first half whistle, and it's 0-0 here between Vieux South and ANSE.
Well, what I can say about that first half, very little time on the ball for either team. Both the teams were playing a variation of a press. Vieux with a high press, and as you said, Eli, a bit of a midfield press for the ANSE team, but not much time being given on the ball for either team, and they'll be looking for outlets in the second half, looking to try to relieve some of that pressure and see how they can manufacture a goal to spark this one into life.
Yeah, I think ANSE as well may be ruining some poor decisions and poor execution in the final third, because they may have had an opportunity to get on the score sheet first. But it's half time. We'll take a break and we'll be back in just a few minutes.
This is the Semi-Pro Football League. Feel the passion, feel the vibe. Leveraging football to transform lives. St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League. Let's go! One shot to create your greatness. It's your time to make your name. It's more than just a way of life. This is more than just a game. This is one more reason why we unite with each other. So here comes one more season. This is football to unite the world. When we come alive, we just excite the world. Celebrate emotions and ignite the world. Let's make sure everybody knows it's the Semi-Pro League and this is what we love. Let's go! Oh, 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 this is what we love. Oh, 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 this is what we love. Let's play! Oh, 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 this is what we love. This is a beautiful game and this is what we love. St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League. Leveraging football to transform lives.
Get ready because the Semi-Professional Football League playoffs are here. Feel the rush, live the intensity, and catch all the action as 8 district leagues face off for glory. Is happening under the lights of the Demi playing field from 6:30 p.m. Saturday, October 19th, first qualifier. In Tier 2, South Castries takes on ANSE. In Tier 1, Castries Central battles Grosole. On Sunday 20th, the Eliminator. In Tier 2, Roseau clashes with Vieux. In Tier 1, Denry squares off against Leclerc. The road to championship continues on October 23rd, and it all culminates with the epic finale on October 26th. Tickets are just $20 or grab a weekend pass for $30. Don't miss your chance to witness history at the first ever SPFL Championships.
Yes, he's round the last defender, onto his right foot. Oh, it's a goal!
My journey as a player has helped me a lot in many different ways. One, starting off at the age of 15 on the national team to where I am right now at the senior national team level. It has helped me with discipline, organization, timing, because all of these things play a lot of role with your diet and all what has to be done on a regular basis for football preparation, mindset. And these things play a big role in your life also. When you go have a job or when you're at the start of your normal day, time, punctuality, all of these things come in a big role. So I must say football has helped me out a lot in many different ways.
Oh, What sets me apart is that I'm very versatile. When called upon, I can play many positions except for goalie. Coming from the community of Soufrière, we had struggles with getting players to play due to some players still working. So sometimes I'll have to be centre back, midfield, strike, wing. Yeah, so I think basically I'm pretty comfortable.
With the shot, and he scores!
Physically, I dedicate myself to training. Mentally, I pray when I wake up in the morning, and I prepare myself on a daily basis to go to training.
What I'm excited for making the last cut of the national team is, my hard work and determination throughout my training to semi-pro, playing for my club and my district. I put in the effort and the hard work, so I just want to reap the benefits to be on the national team once again, just to represent my country.
Specific areas of my game I'm focused on improving is finishing, decision making, and being able to be calm and confident. Once I work on that, I'll be a better player. My most challenging part of this journey, it has been work and to come to training every single day. That's the most challenging part about it. To overcome it, it was a mindset. Something I wake up early in the morning, do what I gotta do half of my work and come here and put in my 100% every single day. This is how I overcame this challenge.
And he scores! It's a really big chance!
When I found out that I made it to the national men's senior team trials, I was a bit happy, and the first thing that came to my mind is that I'm going to a higher level of football and that I need to raise my level. Yeah, that was a big goal to me.
This controls and a chance.
And there's a shot to goal!
My inspiration is CR7. He's my role model ever since I've been a young boy. The reason he's my role model is because of his work ethic, his professionalism, his desire to get what he wants by working hard. So I try to emulate that the best I can by doing the same, putting in the work to achieve my goals, my objective.
Our final score there, 2-0, but there were other opportunities. Polion going had a hat-trick last game. What a save by Archibald. I mean, there was just no quit in either side, and there is an opportunity.
Representing my country on a national level means everything to me. It is the greatest honor for me as a player. I've represented my clubs, my community, from a young child, from under 15 to under 17, under 19, and on the national level for the senior team is the highest level you can possibly reach. I aspire to play against the highest level, the best players. That's where you challenge yourself and really get to know what you're about. If you're as good a player as you think you are, I am very excited for it, to join the senior players, just get a feel for the environment, and travel and play for my country.
my team to succeed, I plan on making every minute on the pitch count towards goal contribution.
It's been a great experience being here on the national team. I came in when I was 19 years old when Coach then came in. I've been working with a lot of the pro fellas from overseas. They've helped me a lot, not just as a player but as a human self. It's been a great experience.
And Brendan William there on the far side. Throwing to a view forward, looking for Obafemi Poyot. He was well guarded there by Eric Gabriel. Through in there from the captain. Ball coming across over the transversal, posing no threat whatsoever to the custodian in goal there.
There's a stiff breeze coming in from the seaside right now, and the ancillary custodian needs to be mindful of that. The ball may dip and swerve.
You can see at the back of the screen there the KFC flag fluttering heavily in the breeze.
Ancillary in the middle of the park. Some wonderful there. Ball there by Javon, looking for his man moving forward. And Anthony Kade just couldn't get onto the end of this one. Through in there from Hosea. Finding Kendall. Well taken again from Tariq Phillip. And I think Martin Tal was fouled in the process. Hosea went back to Clark.
Ancillary player just going over the top of the ball there and catching the VA4 South player. No harm, no foul, although a foul was called.
Oh, some good touches there from Christian Kade, trying to dance around his man. Clearance there from the final third. It looks to me like Mikesh putting one into touch there. Buffier is trying to dance around his man. It looks to me like Trent Alexander there on the far side.
Had a lot of success in the first half down that left flank for Ancillary, the Manny Berthia, and in his first real foray in the second half, not so successful.
An ancillary player is down. Looks like a touch of cramp very early in the game to have a touch of cramp. But remember, these guys would have played a mere 4 days ago. So hopefully they would have had the requisite amount of rest and rehabilitation to be fresh enough to go the distance. Because if this game is knotted at 90, we go to 30 minutes extra time. So the start of the second half, not really an opportune time to be going down with cramp.
Javon Wilson coming across. It's high and wide. Goal kick there for View Fort. Obafemi Poyot bringing this one down to the turf. He was looking for Henry to no avail.
A very nice first touch by Nicholas, but it turned out to be nothing. His connection, as always, with Poyot
Some good touches there by Sylvester Swanson. Sharing the ball. No losing in the process.
Needed to have a quicker first touch on that, did Nicholas.
Hosea giving chase to Christian. A good touch there from Hosea. Hosea is finding McFarlane. McFarlane burst of fury there in the channels. And he was well stopped in the process. And it looks to me like the ancillary goalkeeper looking into some kind of discomfort there.
Thought he could have perhaps pulled that Eli from about the edge of the 6-yard box, right around here.
I was thinking
right around here. Needed to take a shot. I think the ball just escaped him.
Carried it a little too deep into the area, going
denied
towards
himself the angle.
Yeah,
really.
Maybe you head towards the byline if you're in a wider area.
Yeah.
But that close to the goal, just denied himself the angle and also denied himself an angle for a cutback for a teammate of his as well.
Yeah, but basically played himself into an alley, and he may have played the goalkeeper out of the game, however. We did have a discussion at the beginning of the game about the choice of goalkeeper for Ancillary, and from the looks of it, if we can just get maybe a little bit of a wider shot.
He's back on his feet. And it looks to me like Trent Alexander behind this one for Vieux. Corner kick there to Vieux South. Well, Samuel Kade is back on his feet. Alexander with the corner. Oh, Kade is parrying this one to the far side. And it was well shielded out again by the player. Moving forward there for Vieux.
Good work there, because there was a bit of a melee in the 6-yard box, at the edge of the 6-yard box, a bit of a melee, and he did a great job there to punch that away.
One touch there with Moses and of course Alex Joseph. But ball coming across, posing no threat to the defensive third. Tarek Phillip with the throw, finding Anthony Kade. Clearance there from Sylvester Sanson. Sylvester in the middle of the park. Well contested there by Henry. Henry is looking for Trent Alexander on the far side. And some good tackling there from the defensive third of Ancillary.
Exchange a bit of wayward passes, did both teams, but eventually manifesting a solid attack for Vieux, who will have an opportunity to attempt to make their way into the box.
Alex Joseph with the throw. It was well met again, and Brendan William was penalized.
Second half started much in the same vein as the first half. The first 10 minutes sort of leaning towards Vieux South. We saw Ancillary slowly grow into the first half, but they sort of started off a bit slow again in the second.
Eric Gabriel behind this one. Ancillary captain. He was looking for Christian Carrier, but again, the defensive third proving very good on their toes there. Sylvester Sanson was robbed, and again, Carrier with ball. The whistle went. The man in the middle, that is Andrew Phillips, spotting an infringement.
We spoke in the first half, guys, about the lack of space being given to Javik McFarlane. He had been denied, especially during the middle passage of that first half, and in the second half he's really been able to free himself up, with the coach of the Ancillary team exhorting his players not to let McFarlane get free.
A ball coming in there from the captain, and ahead of Christian Carrier went. throw in there to be taken by Hosea. Hosea finding McFarlane. McFarlane again was robbed in the process by Anthony Kadey. Kadey is finding Tariq Philip again. They just cannot keep his feet there.
You would have heard the voice of Summers Augustine hollering out the wind, beckoning on his players to keep their focus. It's a very breezy night here in Dennery, at the Dennery playing field, and that goal that Ancillary is protecting right now is the one in particular that the wind affects the most.
Alfred Hippolyte behind this one for Ancillary. Lucky receiving from Trent. Henry's trying to dance around Bouthier, finding Lucky. Lucky's back to his compatriot, or a flick on there from McFarlane. Some good ball, and Javon Wilson is in pursuit and keeping it in play. Oh, and it looks to me like Christian Kadey was taken out.
That challenge will certainly invite some attention from the man in the middle.
Mika Savory there with this challenge on Christian Kadey.
I think the official has been pretty lenient in this match. A lot of fouls have gone for both sides. Wouldn't say there's any apparent bias to it. It's just his style of officiating that he allows the game to play. But you would have thought that you would have seen a yellow card come out of his pocket there. Yeah.
Well, knowing Andrew Phillip, he's a very, very cool customer. Doesn't issue cards, just so.
In that area and in that situation with the player essentially bearing down on goal.
Just about to enter the penalty area.
Yeah, and being stopped with a hip check. The defender did not really appear to be making a play on the ball. I would certainly have expected a yellow card in that situation.
Kadey is still remaining flawed.
Well, that was almost a train wreck there.
Yeah, he went
the
in.
The velocity of that collision, I would expect somebody to come off worse for wear.
Yeah, he went in very hard there. And the doctor is in pursuit. Natasha Innocent, the match doctor. Going to pay some attention there to Christian Kadey. And as we're coming into the back end of our tournament, we have to speak of Deriso and Labrie. They are the ones going to be relegated from the Premier League. They're going to play Super League football, that is Tier 2, come next season. Deriso departing on 3 points, and Labrie leaving Tier 1 on 2 points.
Well, that's the nature of the football, 2 tiers. Of course, we already know one team that will be promoted into Tier 1, that being the South Castries.
Very much so.
And of course, the winner of this contest will be joining them as well. The 2 finalists on Saturday will be promoted from Tier 2 to Tier 1.
Yeah, South Castries waiting on either or there. Mika Savory there was awarded a yellow card from the tackle there.
So it looks like belatedly the referee did decide to issue a yellow card there, Terry.
Wanted to ensure that he fully assessed the situation. bit unfortunate for the Vieux player. You would have been expecting that he had got away with it.
We were just speaking of the card, and then Andrew Phillip did brandish his yellow card.
Well, the old adage is no harm, no foul. So Andrew Phillip would have recognized a little harm was done to the ancillary player and decided to brandish his yellow card. Rightfully so. It was a crunching tackle. Of course, to our left, we can see the Leclerc and Grosile players vigorously going through the paces.
They're trying to open up the pores, ensuring that sweat is bursting out of those pores there.
In anticipation of their upcoming fixture.
Well, the victors of this one will be coming up against Central Castries in the finals on the 26th of October.
Correct.
And the Friday before this, the 25th, is my Earth Strong. I'm going to be a big man on Friday, man.
All I'm hearing is cake for the crew.
Cake for the crew.
Cake for the crew.
Well, what I mean is runs for West Indies. Sounds like a half centuries on the cards.
Well, I'm too shy of that. I'm batting good, you know.
But not out.
Not out, you know. I ain't doing singles, you know. It's 4s and 6s. Eric Gabriel goes back to Samuel. Samuel looking for his man on the far side. That's the number 17, Hippolyte. Hippolyte was well met again. Lucky is trying to dance around. Is finding Henry. Henry is trying to dance around. That's Gabriel. And Gabriel had the hand on him. No problems there whatsoever. A goal kick for Samuel Kadir. And I could hear the voice of the ancillary coach.
Of course, we apologize if anything would have come through our microphones. We are very close to the action here at the Dennery playing field. And of course, football is a passionate game, so sometimes that passion spills over. Hopefully, it caused no offense to any of our viewers.
McFarlane was well met there by Tariq Phillip, pushing this one into touch. Kendall Clark. Kendall Clark was trying to go across there to his captain, Alex Joseph, but too much venom on this one. Seeing the ball going into touch for Samuel Ade. To put it down on the 6-yard marker. Eric Gabriel finds his man on the far side. That's Hippolyte. Lucky in the middle of the park, trying to take on the ancillary final third. Some very good work there by the number 5 for ancillary, Sylvester Sanson.
Looks like another cramping situation.
Sylvester Sanson in some kind of discomfort. We're here in the 66th minute of our first of 2 encounters here for tonight. One encounter, that of the Super League, and of course the Premier League, Tier 1 and Tier 2 football, semi-professional football in St. Lucia 2024 for the very first time. As you could see, the physio is doing some work there on Sylvester Sanson. In the picture there, you could see McFarlane. McFarlane having a word with Andrew Phillip. Sylvester Sanson is helped out of the playing area.
So Ancillary temporarily a man down.
He also looks to be in a bit of discomfort.
Tariq Phillip will take care of the throw in there for Ancillary. Some good touches there from Reggie Joseph, looking to find his man coming across Bouthier. But again, Ancillary still keeping possession of the ball. Javon Wilson, Tariq Phillip, looking for Reggie.
And the referee once again interested in that little bit of interplay.
There was a push there from, it looks to me like Kendall Clark. And Andrew Phillip making no mistake, blowing his whistle. A free kick there for Ancillary. It looked to me like Brendan Williams is behind this one. For a moment there, Ancillary is a man short. The left boot of Brendan Williams is bringing this one across. Heads go up in defense for Vieux South. It looks to me like the captain who went up there. That's Alex Joseph. And again, another free kick there for Ancillary from an acute angle.
The Ancillary in and around the Vieux South box now. It looks like a change is being made.
Sonson, I believe, being replaced. He managed to get up under his own power, but went straight to the bench.
Javon Wilson was the player being brought down on the far side.
Looks like Hayden Marius is the one in for Sonson, number 4 of Ancillary. Or is it
It's
Alan Octave?
Alan Octave. And number 4 is Alan Octave.
A sustained period of pressure from Ancillary on the Vieux South goal, but it hasn't produced anything. And Vieux now on the attack.
Trent Alexander to Lucky. Lucky looking for Henry on the far side. Henry, Henry's just blazing this one. Wayward. No control over it whatsoever.
Of course, this side of the pitch is with the wind. So that needs to be taken into consideration. Not the first attempted cross we've seen sail over the crossbar.
Yeah, the weighting of the cross in this part of the field has to be very, very precise, especially with the changing strength of the wind as well.
Yeah, in speaking, you have to weigh the passes. Buffier bringing this one down to the turf. He's trying to dance around Moses and, of course, the captain of Vieux South, and some dangerous play there. Resulting for a throw in there.
The Manny Berthier just a little slow to get up there. Just something maybe we should keep an eye on.
And Alex Joseph was trying to bring this one across there for McFarlane. Well contested in the end. Throw in there for Vieux South.
Throw, I think, is going to be delayed as Berthier is going to become the latest Ancillary player to receive attention.
Lots of injuries in the game so far. We're just 71st minute with either or finding the whole onion bag as yet.
So important to pay attention to rest and recovery techniques, ice baths, massage, and we're seeing that Ancillary, having played in fact one day before Vieux South.
I was about to say.
They're the ones who appear to be feeling the brunt of the overwork injuries, the cramps, the little niggles, self-inflicted in many cases.
Well, Terry, you also did make mention of the physicality of the V4 South team at the commencement of this contest, and I mean that coupled with and the ball just into the area.
Dangerous ball, and it's a goal! And it is a goal!
Yes, of course. It looks to me like is it Moses Henry?
A bit of a melee there.
It's coming
right
from
the
goal?
throw.
Was it an own goal?
Right from the throw, and the ball just trickles across the line.
Throw from the captain. Heads go up. Oh, it was a block from Obafemi Poyot, which trickled into the back of the net. A clearance and a block from Poyot.
It's a big lapse of concentration there from the rear guard of Ancillary. No way that should have found its way into the back of the net. It literally trickled into the back of the net.
And the ancillary players asking questions, but I'm not sure
immediately petitioning
what they could be asking about.
The referee's assistant. But clearly an attempted clearance ricocheting off of was it Obafemi
Poyot? Yeah, I'm catching the flat-footed them.
Let's take one last look at this one.
Ball is into the feet of Kade.
You wonder if even Poyot knew a lot about what happened there.
He didn't know much about it.
Just tucking a foot in there. And
name goes on the score sheet regardless, but
of course
I don't think he had any idea what was transpiring. Didn't have any time to react, really.
Well, the very little time he had to react well paid him, right? It is what it is here at the newly reconstructed area of Dennery with Eric Gabriel trying to find his man across.
Well, Ancillary will again be disappointed the manner in which they conceded. They would have been disappointed a couple of times in their previous fixture, and a little bit of deja vu, despite the fact that they've changed the goalkeeper, but still a scenario that looks like it's will be chalked down to a goalkeeping error.
They had a couple of half chances in the first half that they did not come anywhere near taking advantage of.
Tariq Phillip with the throw. Ball is back with Tariq Phillip. He's trying to dance around McFarlane. VIEUX trying to recuperate the ball there from Anthony Kade and Tariq Phillip. Ball is going into touch for third. Tariq Phillip with the throw. Again, this one is pushed into touch there away from Anthony Kade. We saw Hosea Maffrey doing some very good work there on a Phillip. Now Phillip is a double team. Hosea Maffrey defending this one. Some help there coming from Tariq Phillip there. And it looks to me like the ball is in the favor of VIEUX South right now.
The sails are up for VIEUX South. They are definitely up for this contest now, and Ancillary very much on the back foot.
Well, with the amount of wind that's down here in Dennery, that's not a bad thing to have your sail up. Maybe you can sail away with the wind. Only about 14 minutes plus additional time for the boys from Ancillary to sort themselves out, get over the disappointment of the concession of the goal, and try to get themselves back in this contest. They're not out of it entirely, only a goal in it.
Bouffier was trying to dance around Trent Alexander and of course Moses Henry there, and doing it quite perfectly, resulting him in a throw. Bouffier finding Kade, that's Christian, again trying to find his compatriot Anthony, but straight into the grasp of Kimani Kimani John as he lists this one forward. Straight to the keeper. And this one is bouncing off his head. He has no clue whatsoever where this one was.
And McFarlane looks unruly because he broke off his attack. And had he pursued the ball, he might have been able to make something of that.
Trent Alexander bringing this one across. Finding Obafemi Poyot is looking to seize us this one into the back of the net. And some very good work from the defensive third of Ancillary.
Apparently the ball had ricocheted off of Moses Henry earlier on. It's the official word coming through from the stadium announcer.
Hosea with the corner kick. Oh, this one was a whisker wide there from Obafemi Poyot, looking for his second goal. Outside of the foot there on the replay.
Nice ball in from Hosea. I think he played for Victory Eagles.
Alfred lists this one. Is looking for Kade. Heads go up in defense. Philip. Looking for Kade. McFarlane. Oh, nice one. Play through channel there. Looking for the farm. Obafemi Poyot. Oh, he takes on this man quite perfectly. That is Hippolyte bringing this one across. Trent Alexander bringing this one across. Looking for Lucky. The heads go up in defense for Ancillary. I was Brendan William. Lucky. Well blocked there from Eric Gabriel, the captain of Ancillary. The Money Buffet giving chase there on the channel on the far side. The Money looking for Hippolyte.
Just a correction. Moses Henry is apparently the scorer of the goal. Apparently it ricocheted off of Moses Henry and not Obafemi Poyot, as we were first speculating. The official word coming from the officials, they saying that it's Moses Henry. The number 11 for South.
Well, the initial touch, the first touch was from Obafemi Poyot. Most probably it hit him on the way in.
It looked to me that it was Obafemi Poyot.
Yeah, very much said. Very much so indeed. Kendall Clark. Through in there from Tariq Phillip. Finding Kadir.
You know, coaches will always tell you, don't try to play and officiate at the same time. And I think Ancillary is a little bit guilty of that at the moment. They're trying to ascertain or determine whether players are in the right position.
Well, I would think that there would be a level of frustration that has set in for Ancillary. For the vast majority of the Tier 2 season, they sat atop the table, only to be usurped by South Castries, I believe, on a very final day, for final match day. So Ancillary would be feeling within themselves that they are probably the better team based on their performance during the group stages. Don't forget, Ancillary went unbeaten in the group stages as well, as we see a save there from the Ancillary custodian. So a little bit of frustration, I would think, would be setting in at this point in time. You know,
not to mention that even within the space of this game, as we just saw, already a brilliant piece of goalkeeping coming off his line and stifling that attack. Even within the game, Ancillary was on the up for quite a while. They were down in the opposition area and had won a number of a little bit of a hiccup there. Had won a number of free kicks, and then to come down here and concede that kind of goal where it's you don't know much about it. There are players all over the box. You know, and you concede a goal when you're basically trying to clear the ball.
Some moves there.
You've not been bitten by skill. You've not been beaten by a great touch. It just, a ricochet.
I think too maybe the ancillary custodian could have been a bit more alive to that ricochet, because the ball all but trickled into the back of the net. It wasn't a fierce ricochet by any stretch of the imagination, so a bit more alertness from the ancillary custodian may have seen him be able to pounce on that one, much in the manner in which he just closed down an attack from VIEUX South.
Tariq here in the channels. Who's here? Obafemi was trying to bring this one down, and again some defensive error there from Hippolyte. He is trying to muscle across McFarlane. McFarlane complaining there to the referee.
McFarlane, as we just talked about, being a player and official, McFarlane judging himself to have been fouled.
I think he was fouled, but as we've seen throughout this contest, not too many of those types of fouls being called by the official.
Yeah, I mean 50-50. If you give it, you give it. But I don't think it's the sort of play that a player of
Trent Alexander bringing this one across. No problem.
I don't think a player of McFarlane's class, somebody who's played internationally, played overseas, should be seeking a foul in that situation. As we fought once more, back on the attack.
A clearance there from Brendan William. It was in the path of Obafemi Poyot. The ball is issued into touch. Throw in to be taken there on the far side. It looks to me like Alex Joseph, the captain, with the ball in hand.
We fought in the ascendancy. They have 1 foot in tier 1, 1 foot in the final.
Clearance. Ball is aerially. Hosea giving chase. Oh, good touch there from Lucky. Hosea trying to bring this one across. Clearance there from Hippolyte.
Lovely bit of interchange there, but the final touch lacking.
And you can just hear the ancillary support starting to get a bit antsy, a little bit agitated. They expect more from their team. They've been following them faithfully throughout this competition. Definitely seen better days and better performances.
Well, we know whose voice we're probably hearing the loudest. We'll see you on Facebook tomorrow. If she's not already there. She may already have posted several times during the course of the game.
Javon Wilson is trying to get past his man here in this corridor there. The right channel. The ball has gone into touch for a throw-in. And it looks to me like VIEUX South will be bringing in their number 7.
Ancillary at this stage really unhappy with the officiating, but I think they need to be directing their frustration at themselves, because they did not really make the most of their opportunities in this game. They've succumbed in a number of cases to cramp, to injury.
What I can say, Terry, is what you want from an official is consistency. If they're gonna blow soft fouls, blow it right through
for everybody.
And if you're not going to blow them, don't blow them right through. And I think what you can say about the official in this match is he's been consistent. So both teams have been metering out the punishment, if you want to call it, to the opponent. So at this point in time, I don't know that I could look at the officiating as a sore point. It's been like this from the first whistle.
Yeah, but a little bit of a tactical break, a water break with just about 5 minutes, fewer than 5 minutes in fact, of regulation remaining in this. We'll probably have at least, I would think, if we had 3 minutes in the first half, we'll have at least that in this second half. ANSE a chance to get a second win and try to force this into extra time. I don't think this game certainly will have 2 goals in it at this stage, but ANSE will want to try to get that second win and try to force this into extra time, whilst VIEUX will be aiming to, one, preserve their current state of affairs and, if possible, try to get an extra goal.
Well, I don't think it was a water break for the goalkeeper from VIEUX South, but I did note though that
I said a forced water break.
I did note though that the VIEUX team took the opportunity to huddle up, whereas the ancillary team just seem a little bit disjointed at this point.
Like I said, they're frustrated, and they're not quite sure where to direct that frustration. They're not playing together at the moment, and this is when they most need to play for one another and with one another.
Well, it's a drop ball there for ANSE. Reggie Joseph is waiting. Kendall Clark in defense there for VIEUX South alongside Kimlan Mason.
Some substitutions on the card there for VIEUX South, looking to close out this encounter strongly.
Moses Henry will be
a raft of
departing.
Substitutions.
Maybe tactical in its nature as well.
Yes.
Maybe hoping that the officials don't put on that additional bit of time there for those substitutions.
Moses Henry for Sean. That's Sean Alfred. Sean Alfred coming in. Moses departing. Also, there was a second change for VIEUX.
Lucky Nicholas coming off.
Dove Jabatis coming in.
For Obafemi Poyot, it seems. Yeah?
Yes.
Obafemi Poyot left the game. Ball has remained aerially for a short period of time. And Trent Alexander is being pushed around by the
7 minutes of time added on.
Well, I had a mind that it would have been more than the first half because the degree of the infringements.
Well, the first half did have a very lengthy break, treatment being
for that one
for
incident,
Sagat
yes.
Ferdinand, if my memory serves me correctly.
Yes.
But the additional time not forthcoming. I think this time the 7 minutes probably a bit more reflective of what we've seen in the second half in terms of stoppages. The game is getting a bit feisty now. I see a yellow card being brandished there by the man in the middle. Not sure for who as yet.
It looks to me like Eric Gabriel in behind this one, the ANSE captain.
So, free kick, ANSE goes up into the box and is dealt with by VIEUX, who are once again on the attack. Speculative attack there by them.
Clearance and well controlled there by Kade, and prevent this one from going for a corner and pushing it for a throw. Hosea to Dove. Hosea. Or 1-2 to Dove, and Kade is just ushering this one out.
Not too funny, that one.
I saw what you did there.
But VIEUX doesn't need to rush the game. They have the advantage. They just need to maintain control of the game at this stage. They don't necessarily need to be rushing into the attack. Maintain possession. See out the 7 minutes. If you do get an opportunity, obviously you go for it. But they don't need to be pressing the game at this stage.
Well, goals win games, and we're charged with the responsibility of selecting the man of the match. I would like to suggest maybe that has to go to Moses
Henry.
Well,
fortuitous with the goal.
Well, I don't think he knew much about the goal. Maybe we shouldn't tell him about the man of the match.
It was a nice assist from Obafemi Poyot.
Fortuitous, very fortuitous. But outside of that, would you guys think that there's any other really standout player for VIEUX South?
Not really. It's been a pretty even team effort.
A throw in there to VIEUX South to be taken there. It looks to me like Hosea Mafre finding Dove. Again, Dove is trying a breakaway. Is looking for a Mafre. Ball is pushed into touch. Lucky is well held there by the number 19.
Well, the ball does remain in the attacking third, but this time it goes to Ancillary, the throw-in. Ancillary, unlike VIEUX, does need to inject a significant degree of urgency into their play here in this final phase.
Throw-in again from Tariq Phillip. Tariq again trying to find his man.
Playing on the margins, want to get it done for Ancillary. They need to be able to mount an attack in the central portion of the pitch, and instead here comes VIEUX pushing their way forward.
Ball is being played there in the channels on the far side. No threat whatsoever for the goalkeeper.
Yeah, because they have to recycle this quickly.
Very much.
Maybe the VIEUX South attacker should have probably tried to have kept it in the corner.
Hold it.
Yeah.
Hold it. Like I said, there's no real impetus for VIEUX. And in fact, the more you hold the ball, the more you frustrate the opponent.
Two balls on the surface area.
But keep in mind as well, VIEUX with a number of subs. So, everybody, you come into the game, you're eager to make an impression, you're eager to get something done. So some of these guys coming into the game, even though they may have instruction to just, knock the ball around, hold on to it, frustrate Ancillary, they'll want to be the ones to really seal this and put it away. And now the game flaring into the wrong kind of action.
Yeah, very much so. We just saw Reggie Joseph and I think Sean Alfred get into it there.
Speaking of frustration.
Well, I don't want to say that I saw this coming.
That was a pretty nice hip toss.
The game has been pretty physical.
Yeah, an attack there on Anthony Kade. And
of course, we expect to see the red card being brandished by the man in the middle. Fisticuffs. Not sure if one landed.
Yeah, the captain there, Al Joseph, with a hip challenge.
A couple of them in the midfield. And so far, it looks as though they will have escaped sanction as the keeper is into the attack.
And Dove and Eric Gabriel having it at the back there and hugging each other.
Not too sure who would have received that red card there. It's one of the ancillary players, definitely, but I'm not able to make out. He's already removed his jersey.
It looks to me like Reggie Joseph, the number 12.
In fact,
if I'm exact, has to be Reggie.
Is VIEUX South down a man as well?
It looks like 2 red cards issued.
Yes.
Also, I think
May have
Sean
been some
Alfred.
retaliation there.
Sean Alfred coming on as a sub just a few minutes ago.
Yeah, because I think it was Sean Alfred and Reggie Joseph being entangled. The goalkeeper for Soufrière is selling this one across. I mean, Anselore is selling this one across there, and this one was well met in defense. Corner kick there to Anselore.
Well, we're 8 minutes into time added on. Not a bad kick at all there from Kade, but met by his opposite number.
Keeper punching this one out.
Might be the last kick of the game. The assistant
Eric Gabriel with
referee
this one
is making some sort of signal.
I think the goalkeeper must have said something to him. That's and at the final whistle, I think
that's utterly confusing.
Is that the final whistle, or there's an infringement?
A corner kick to ancillary called, and was that the final whistle?
Yes, it is the final whistle.
That's confusing. The game just ended in a
dead
bit
ball.
of confusion there.
On
there was a
ball.
corner kick signal, and ancillary player is down in the penalty area.
Yeah.
Obviously, the kick cannot be taken, and the official has called the game off. Or blown the final whistle, I should say.
Yeah. It's 1-0 in favor of VIEUX South. Taking the lead, and of course getting the better of Ancillary. The goal scorer was Moses Henry. They will go to meet South Castries in the finals of the Super League Tier 2. The finals will be held on the 26th of October right here at the reconstructed area in Dennery. And we do await the match between Le Clery and, of course, Grosile. And the winners of this one, that's of the Premier League, will be facing Central Castries right here on the 26th of October, Saturday coming. We'll be taking a 15-minute break, and we'll be back for some more action, that of the Semi-Pro Football League for 2024.
This is the Semi-Pro Football League. Feel the passion, feel the vibe. Leveraging football to transform lives. St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League. Let's go! One shot to create your greatness. It's your time to make your name. It's more than just a way of life. This is more than just a game. This is one more reason why we unite with each other. So here comes one more season. This is football to unite the world. When we come alive, we just excite the world. Celebrate emotions and ignite the world. Let's make sure everybody knows it's the Semi-Pro League, and this is what we love. Let's go. This is what we love. This is what we love. Let's play. This is what we love. This is a beautiful game, and this is what we love. St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League. Leveraging football to transform lives.
Get ready because the Semi-Professional Football League playoffs are here. Feel the rush, live the intensity, and catch all the action as 8 district leagues face off for glory. It's happening under the lights of the Demi-Playing Field from 6:30 p.m. Saturday, October 19th. First qualifier. In Tier 2, South Castries takes on Ancillary. In Tier 1, Castries Central battles Grosole. On Sunday 20th, the Eliminator. In Tier 2, Roseau clashes with Viewfort. In Tier 1, Derry squares off against Leclerc. The road to championship continues on October 23rd. And it all culminates with the epic finale on October 26th. Tickets are just $20 or grab a weekend pass for $30. Don't miss your chance to witness history at the first ever SPFL Championships.
Yes, he's round the last defender, onto his right foot. Oh, it's a goal!
Of course, one of the more physical games that we've seen so far in the Semi-Pro Football League. But VIEUX South coming away victors, 1-0 against Ancillary, and they're into the final this Saturday against South Castries. And we're here to present the Player of the Match award to Mr. Moses Henry of VIEUX South. Of course, being presented with a Semi-Pro shirt and a cash prize of $200. Thank you very much, Sherry Ann Williams, the Marketing and Sponsorship Officer of the Semi-Pro League. Congratulations to you, Moses. A very hard-fought victory for you guys.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Coming into this match, you guys may have been buoyed with your 2-0 victory previously over Roseau. Did you guys feel confident coming into this game that you would have what it takes to win over Ancillary?
Yes, definitely, because we trained very hard. So we had the confidence. At the back of the win, we had the confidence to win the next game against Ancillary.
The Ancillary record looked like they proved a little bit troublesome for you guys. Not so fluent in attack as you were against Roseau. Did you find it the going difficult against them?
Yeah, it was very difficult because we know we played the first game in the semi-pro in the table. We played the first game against them, and we know how they come in. We know there's a difficult opponent. So yeah, we just had to come and execute what we had planned, and we did that.
All right, your minds would probably be switching to South Castries now on Saturday, and of course a little later down the line promotion into Tier 1. What does that mean for VIEUX South?
Oh, that means a lot, especially what had happened with our league manager, our league president, Emmanuel Belas. We're very happy to promote to the first division, the Tier 1. We're just very happy, immaculate.
All right, thank you very much, Moses. Congratulations once again on your Man of the Match award. And we're here with the winning coach, Mr. Jamil Joseph. His initials are JJ, reminiscent of the old sitcom Good Times. Was it a good time for you out there tonight?
It was rough, but the results is what matters. So win the finals, win the first division, that's what we're working for, and we achieve our goal. We just have one more hurdle to go through, and we're back where we're supposed to be.
So the objective was to get promotion into Tier 1, and of course if you can come up with a championship, that's sort of the icing on the cake?
That's right, my brother, that's right.
What is your views of the match tonight? It was a very physical encounter, lots of players all over the pitch. What was your impression of the game?
We know coming up against Ancillary, it will always be a physical game, a fighting game, a dog game. But the players handle it well. It's just that we were not intimidated by them because the game was kind of back and forth because of the physicality of the game. But we stood strong and we maintained our composure. And we got what we were looking for. We got the victory, the most important thing at the end of the day.
You guys, the sort of fluency we saw in your attack against Roseau was not there tonight. Do you attribute that to how organized the Ancillary outfit was?
I believe my guys were a little tired. That had a lot to do with the Sunday game coming into Wednesday game, and we still had a little touch of the ball yesterday. Yeah, because we need to get the players in shape. But at the end of the day, those guys are working men. Those guys have their family. So I cannot be babying them and tell them what to do. They're supposed to be disciplined enough. But at the end of the day, those guys have their family. They are working men. So,
well, Saturday is not too far away. You guys are into the final. You think you have enough time? What's the plan in terms of rest and recovery for Saturday's final?
well, we rest tomorrow, do a little light work on Friday, and get ready for the game on Saturday.
All right, Jamil, congratulations once again. All the best in the final. All right, and unfortunately, we don't seem to be able to get anybody representative from ANSE. They're a bit disappointed, as you can imagine, getting knocked out entirely of this playoff after being on top of the table for such a lengthy period of time during the regular season. ANSE will have to go back to the drawing board because they remain in Tier 2. But we are now just getting ready. In the background there, I can see the players from Leclerc and Grosile going through their paces. It's the second qualifier coming your way next in Tier 1. I ask all of you to just stay tuned.
My journey as a player has helped me a lot in many different ways. One, starting off at the age of 15 on the national team to where I am right now at the senior